Hey everyone, we're going to look at how to search for Creative Commons images on Google, or otherwise images that are not copyrighted or are under a license that the owner has given permission to be reused. So this is ideal for if you're using images as part of a digital artwork like a digital collage, or if you're using reference images for your artwork. There are specific websites that you can go to. Unsplash is one of them, creativecommons.org. These are resources, platforms that will give you their own search engines for copyright-free images, but this is one way to do it through Google. So when you go to images, the image search on Google, I just typed in forest, and this is going to give me all different images on forest. Now, most of these are going to be copyrighted. We have the National Geographic Society. One of them, if you look at the subtitles underneath the images, looks like one of them, this one actually is from Unsplash, so that one happens to be a copyright-free one. But at this point, we kind of have a mix. So on the iPad interface, all the way over to the left-hand side, depending on what you're using, it's going to look different. It might just be a drop-down menu of tools. But you've got all the way on the upper left-hand side, you got some dashes, some sliders. This is going to be where we can edit our usage rights. This is where we can select Creative Commons licenses or commercial and other licenses. So the difference between these two, Creative Commons licenses, this is a little bit looser. This is if you're doing a project, if you are doing a project for class, if you are even doing your own artwork. This is where you can have permission to modify, adapt those images. The commercial and other licenses, this is going to be a very narrow focus of images that are specifically used to be, let's say, part of your, no adaptation, no modification. It's just going to be put in your brochure or something for your company that you're going to be making money off of. So that is the most open. So the Creative Commons licenses is the least restrictions, but these, you do have to modify them. So for Creative Commons, for this purpose, because since I'm collecting images for digital collage, Creative Commons license is perfect. So now I have a different web search show up. And all of these a lot of them say licensable. Some of them are just straight stock photos, and they're going to have a watermark on them. Probably don't want to use those. Some of them are vector graphics, and even just making this large. Some of them may have, even though you can use these for a Creative Commons license, some of these websites, they intentionally restrict the size of it, so I don't think this will not be pixelated. You have to sign in and actually buy the license for it. So that being said, let's open up a few of these. See, this one looks like it's also might be restricted. So this is going to take a while to, even under Creative Commons, it may take a while to find the photo that you like. So if I just want one or two good photos of a forest, I might end up saving like 10. Get that. I'm just gonna, there we go. So there it starts to come into focus. So we can save that. And this is loading up pretty large. This looks like it's not going to be super pixelated. So this is an example of a good photo. It's clear. If I zoom in, We've got some detail. It's not, you know, super HD or anything, but it's going to be enough for the project that I want to go with. Some of these, if you tap on them, they show up pretty small. And if I zoom in, it's very pixelated. So that website probably has a, I want to say like a lock on that image. So if I were to save this and put it into my project, it would show up as a thumbnail. So look for, whenever you're searching for your images, look for clear, in focus, large images that are, so this is from Flickr, that's another Creative Commons search that you can go to, Wikimedia Commons. So there's plenty of stuff here. Let's see what happens if I were to do the same search for commercial and other licenses. So this is going to be a lot of stock photos. This might be work that you have to purchase. See, Adobe stock. So yeah, a lot of these are going to be stock images, but these are images that you can use. Either of these two will come up with different results. Now what happens if I do a different search, right? So type in hawk. Now if I do a different search, I have to again go under the tools and change the usage rights, because Google isn't going to assume that you want the same usage rights for a different search. So just keep that in mind whenever you're searching for images for your projects, for your artwork. So always make sure, if you are doing a Google search for images, you make sure that you have Creative Commons licenses or commercial other licenses. And that also you're screening your photos to make sure that they're clear, they're in focus. If I'm creating an artwork, I don't want to use clip art like this or like this. These are mostly for graphic designers or businesses that don't have an artist, or you know, they're trying to create a logo, so they're just trying to put something together. If we're creating our own artwork, we want to go by photos, not existing images. That is how you search Creative Commons licenses or open licenses, copyright-free images on Google.